this is it. This is the last topic for Unit 1. So we're wrapping up Foundations of American Democracy in this unit. This is our last topic, topic 1.9, which is talking about federalism in action, right? We know that federalism is the division of power, sharing of power between national and state governments, right? The 10th Amendment, the 14th Amendment, the reserved powers, the exclusive powers, the concurrent powers, right? All these powers, block grants, categorical grants, right? Mandates from the national government to the state. So we're talking about, this complex issue of policymaking, right? Who makes laws? Well, the Congress does, right? But then there's also these state laws, which basically have the power to create state laws within their own state. So that can be a little bit difficult sometimes. So the learning objective here is that students will explain how the distribution of powers among three branches of government and between state governments impacts policymaking, right? So we have basically policymakers all over the place. We have policymakers in Congress, right? We have these rule makers in the bureaucracy, the federal bureaucracy, right? We have these multiple access points, right? For stakeholders and institutions to influence public policy flows from the allocation of powers between national and state governments, right? So we have, this federalism. You have national government over here, and you have state governments over here, and they both make laws. They can both make laws, right? And we looked a little bit about the most recent laws, right? The medical marijuana and the recreational marijuana laws, right? It's illegal by the national government, right? Marijuana and all illegal drugs are banned by the federal government, but states began passing these laws, right? So it creates a very complicated process, right? And basically what the federal government, the Attorney General and the Department of Justice says, we're not going to target these state laws, right? They're bringing in money for the states. That's good for the states. That's healthy for, the government. So, we're not going to specifically target these state laws. They could shut down every state law if they wanted to, right? It's a violation of the Supremacy Clause, but they've chosen not to. So it often creates a difficult, tangled, a lot of different access points, a lot of different policies and policy makers at your state level, at your local level, right? Your school boards, your city townships, your charters, your counties, your states, and then the national, all the way up to the national government. So you have a lot of different spheres of government, a lot of different access points that you can get to your government and get to your policymakers, right? And then the second piece of essential knowledge that you should know is that the national policymaking is constrained by the sharing of power between and among the three branches and state governments, right? So again, you take this power of government and you divide it amongst three branches, right? We talked about that separation of powers, and each branch is responsible for a different part of government. Then you take this government and you divide it between federal and state governments, right? So not only are you dividing it laterally, right, between the three branches, you're also dividing it unilaterally between the federal and the state government. So the powers are very constrained. They're very limited in the branches, between the branches, right? Very limited between the levels of government, right? Again, from the federal to the state to the local levels of government. So it creates a very complicated process. So this is basically federalism. This is what federalism is. And, there's a lot of issues. There's a lot of opportunities for, policy making at all levels. So that's going to wrap up our review for Unit 1. Hopefully y'all enjoyed it. And as much as I did, I really enjoyed making these videos for you, and hopefully you learned something. So if you have any questions or problems, feel free to reach out to me. Thanks. Bye.